Hey everyone, this is my second showcase of the new Goku Black Rośe unit. And unlike the first one, I am using him on a Futures team this time because I thought I should try it out, and to my surprise, I think he was a lot better than I expected. I might actually like using him on a Futures team more than a Goku team, which is surprising. So this video actually has 4 PvP battles because this one I thought was kind of short and one-sided, so I thought I'd just make this like a bonus video that I just put in. And there were a couple mistakes I made where I didn't record the screen where you see my team and the opponent's team, but I think I only have that mistake on the first and second PvP battles. In the later battles, you can actually see the team I put together. So if you saw my first showcase of the Goku Black Rośe, you probably saw that my equipment wasn't the best, and that's because I never really farm for equipment, because it's pretty time consuming and I usually don't have a lot of time to do that, and I also spend most of my energy and skip tickets on like Legends Road farming. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna start talking about and walking you guys through the reasons why I've made some of the moves I did in the next PvP battles. So in this next battle, I ended up using Mai because I thought the opponent was gonna bring in the blue LF Goku, which he ended up not doing. But I never usually bring in Mai because I always have bad experiences with her when I use it. Like just there when she lost most of her health within like the first 10 seconds of the battle. I usually end up bringing the purple Trunks, the Cell, and the Rośe Goku Black. And I find that usually works pretty well. So I switched into Mai here, which I think is a mistake. I was trying to use the mana ability, but I got nervous and I ended up using a Strike Arts card, I think on Instinct, which was a bad idea because I ended up having to use the save that Cell had, which I didn't want to use until he was going to hit me with a Rising Rush. So I thought it was looking pretty bad for me already, especially since Mai was already below 50% within the first couple of seconds of the match. Something I realized after doing this in the second battle is that I do key canceling a lot better than I originally thought, but I want to improve because I usually end up swiping after I cancel, which I don't always want to do. I want to also try to do a tap after canceling. So there I thought I was making some high IQ plays and I thought I could kind of sneak in the Rising Rush, but it ended up not working, so it backfired. But I think after this point I started making a comeback. I thought I was gonna lose, but I saw that I was doing a good amount of damage to his Rośe and his Frieza when he came in. And this is, by the way, that's not charge stepping, I wouldn't say. That's like my failed attempt because I can't charge step. But I do want to learn how to charge step because I think that's going to make me a lot better. I was able to vanish after this and I used my special arts and I waited enough and I was able to kill him. So then he brings in his Bojack and he quickly switches into the Rośe, which I'm not exactly sure why. I would have preferred to have more vanishes and kind of spread out the damage. He also used the Rising Rush, which I didn't understand why. I would have used it on myself, but I ended up guessing it right switch into Mai to use the main ability and heal up, and I'm trying to get his vanish, which I did, and I switched into Cell because I didn't think that Mai would be able to finish him off, but Cell got the job done. That was so. Here I was debating bringing in the Mai instead of the Cell because I was pretty sure he was gonna bring in the blue Goku, which he ended up doing, but I ended up not bringing the Mai because, like I said, I always have bad experiences with her, so I ended up bringing the Cell. And I got a pretty good start, which is unusual, but you could see Trunk is putting in some work against Rośe, and then he switches into Cell, and I switch into my Rośe, and then I vanish. And I don't know why I was waiting because he already used his vanish. So my Goku Black takes a lot of damage here from the blue Goku, but I didn't want to waste Cell's, well, it wouldn't be a waste, but I didn't want to use Cell's save just yet in case he had a Rising Rush. So I was waiting for Trunks being able to come in. And he used his main ability, and I was able to evade by key canceling, and after I get priority, I switch to Trunks. So for some reason, after I transformed, he switched, and specifically he used Cell's save, which I wouldn't do. Again, I would save that for a Rising Rush, but I was able to vanish. I think I was pretty lucky to get those key blast offs. He kind of just stood there, but I paused to see what he was doing, and I saw he was coming at me, so I used the special move, and I thought he was gonna, I was gonna kill him, but then he was able to vanish, and he used his ultimate, and I thought my Goku Black was definitely gonna die after this, but he ended up barely surviving, and with that little amount of health, I was able to dodge and then use my green and use my ultimate on his Goku Black. And mine did enough that it actually killed his. So his Goku comes in, and I see that he's doing a Ki Blast, so I Rising Rush. And there's a little break in the video because I got a notification. So that's the little break that happened. But again, it was just the Rising Rush animation, so it's not like you guys actually missed anything. Into Trunks because I didn't really care if he died at this point, and also I thought that Cell would be able to save him, but you guys saw I clicked it a while before he actually hit, but he didn't save him, so I don't know why that happens. That does happen to me sometimes, so if you guys know why that happens, let me know in the comments below. So it looks like I'm in control, but I think at this point in the game he still has a good chance of winning, especially since the Rośe has so little health. But he ends up using his main and then his ultimate on me, and after he does that, I use my main. I try to gain priority and then switch into Goku to finish it out, but I end up not having enough ki, so I had to try to gain priority again, which I do, but I don't finish with Goku Black. So this next fight, I end up bringing the same 3 units, but I was considering bringing the future Gohan instead of the Trunks because to deal with the Vegito, but I ended up bringing the Trunks because I just thought it was a safer option. But I start off with Rośe, and so does he, and he ends up getting priority first and switches into the Trunks. And after I gain priority, I switch into my Trunks, but he uses Cell's save, which again I wouldn't do unless, because it's pretty early on in the match, I wouldn't just use the save that quickly. I'm not able to vanish in time, and he gets priority, and I switch into Rośe to spread the damage evenly, but I get priority, and then he switches into the Trunks again. So I switch into mine and make him transform. So after I transform, I'm trying to gain more ki, and he ends up using a special move and I dodge. But he brings in the cell and gets priority, and I'm not switching my cell in yet because I don't want to use the save. But I see him using his ultimate, so I quickly bring my cell in to get priority. But after I vanished, I saw an opportunity where I could Rising Rush him, and I wanted to kill him, so I quickly switched into the Rośe and then used the Rising Rush. Chose Blast because I wanted to do a lot of damage, because I wasn't sure how much damage he would do. So that's why I didn't pick the special move. But even if I did pick the special move after seeing it, I think I would have been able to kill him regardless. So Goku Black was taking a lot of damage, but I was able to switch into the Trunks so I could spread the damage out a little. And he switched into his cell, but I was able to dodge and still have priority. Switch into the cell, hoping that I could finish him with the ultimate, which I end up getting very close to. After I use the ultimate, he uses blasts, and I think it was a perfect vanish, and because of that I was able to kill him. And his blue Trunks comes in and uses his Rising Rush. I normally would have switched to the Rośe, but since this is his showcase, I thought maybe it'd just be better if I let Cell die. I could use Rośe more, so I switch into Rośe, use his main and then his ultimate, and ultimately I'm able to beat him. Overall, I really like this team, especially with Rośe being in it, and I think I actually enjoy it more than using him on the God Key team. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And also follow me on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.